Our statement by accused number one continues to be the focus in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. Muzisbi says he was forced to sign the statement indicating he'd pointed out information relevant to the case in June 2020. He's disputing the evidence of a police officer who took him to the crime scene. eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu is following the story for us and he joins us now live. Manqoba, I see the court is still concentrating on the pointing out of the crime scene. What have the different witnesses said so far? I know we're done with one police officer who took the stand yesterday.
Well, certainly, Masiho, and I think what the court had then done today was to conclude the cross-examination of Colonel Hadebe, who is the one that conducted the pointings out on accused number one. And you recall that yesterday he had told the court that accused number one had made that particular pointing out freely and voluntarily. And this is crucial in this trial within a trial, because this is exactly what is in dispute here, whether those pointings out as well as confessions that were made by accused number 1 and 2 were made free and voluntarily. There was no coercion or assault that had taken place forcing them to make these particular statements. And what Colonel Hadebe told this court is that in fact he had indicated that he understood his rights. He was read his rights to remain silent, the right that he he could be represented by a lawyer, and the other rights that are listed on Section 35 of the Constitution, and he had indicated that he still wanted to proceed with the pointing out of the scene as it has been put in court. So what today we heard was a dispute from the defense in the form of Advocate Zanile Mshololo, who says that while the rights of accused number one were explained to him, it doesn't seem like he had understood the consequences that had come with those particular rights. So she took Colonel Hadebe through that pro forma document that he had filled in with the accused, disputing that the accused had understood those particular rights. Perhaps let's take a listen to what came out of that cross-examination.
Did you ask his consent to take him out from the cells, or you just instructed him?
I requested him to come with me.
Did he agree?
Yes.
And where did you record that? That you requested the permission from the accused to book him out so that you can go to the office?
Nowhere in my statement.
In your pocketbook? You had your pocketbook on that particular day?
I don't use a pocket.
Did you record that in any diary of yours?
Yes, I have a diary, but I don't remember recording it.
You did not record that because you did not ask him consent?
I don't think that is the case, my lord. If you say to someone, "Ngicela siye kule office," and he agrees, he comes with you, I think that's a request, and he agrees. If it wasn't, he would have refused, which maybe he would now be making allegations that I forced him.
I'm asking this question because we are dealing with the issue of voluntariness here. If the accused voluntarily submitted yourself to you to go to that office in the first place.
Yes.
And there is nowhere wherein he gave consent to you.
That's true.
And I understand, Manqoba, he was also cross-examined about apparently asking Bongani Ndanzi, accused number 2, if he wanted a lawyer, and Ndanzi said no.
Well, Basiko, that's a different witness who had taken the stand. This is a witness, a police officer who had then, taken another confession, we understand, from accused number 2, Bongani Ndanzi. Recall that we've heard evidence from Magistrate Vivian Cornier, who told the court about a confession that Bongani Ndanzi had made before her on the 24th of June in 2020. And understandably, this was the second confession that Bongani Ndanzi had then made at that particular time. He was arrested, you recall, on the 19th, or rather the 16th of June. And we understand now from the court proceedings that on the 19th of June, he had then deposed or made a confession, a first statement, which was made in front of a police officer who was acting as a peace officer at the time. And this was the colonel that took the stand. He's the third witness to take the stand today. So after we heard the cross-examination of Colonel Hadebe, we then moved to another witness who was a photographer that had taken photos of that pointings out scene. He corroborated that he accompanied Colonel Hadebe to the scene and had taken photographs of the accused just prior to them leaving the office and also after returning to the office. His evidence rather was short, Masiho, and there was not much cross-examination. And then we move to this witness, Colonel Rapudu, who is the one that had taken that statement or confession from accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi. So what he seems to say in court is that Bongani Ntanzi had been asked whether he understood his rights. His rights had been read to him through that pro forma document that was read to him, which had to be filled by the police officer. And in that pro forma, he had then indicated that he had understood the rights that he was being read, but crucially that he had also indicated that he had not been assaulted or coerced into making that particular confession. But the defense, of course, saying that they're going to argue, Masiho, that that particular confession was made, or in fact that the confession, he was given a statement that was already prepared by police and he was simply made to sign that particular statement. They also say that he was coerced by the police and assaulted to agree to the contents of that particular statement. So we have adjourned a bit early today, and the reason for this is because one of the court officials had not been feeling well and then had asked that he would require medical attention. So we're expecting the evidence in chief of Colonel Rapudu to continue tomorrow when this matter is then expected to resume.
The fact that you failed to record directions, if there were any given by the accused, it's because the accused never gave any directions to you to the place where in the pointing pointing out was made.
He did, my lord.
Ukuthi ke ama directions awabhalanga ngoba yena akazange anikeze ngawo. Wanikeza uyena wasitshela ukuthi ke noma wayesho kumshayeli ukuthi akahambe kanjani.
It is nowhere recorded in this pro forma wherein the accused indicated that you must stop here now.
My lord, on the statements where he's pointing out, that is where we stop.
All right, Manqoba Mchunu live for us outside the High Court in Pretoria. Let's leave it there for now.